Hello, welcome. My name is Sonia and welcome to my channel, The Quiet Creative. And I wanted to create a channel where I could talk about the ups and downs, photography, the slow growth, fears, tips and tricks that I've learned throughout the years. Not these a lot of the doubts and fears and those quiet moments aren't really shared on social media, and so I wanted to create a space where I can talk about these things openly. And so if you're a creative, you're a photographer, and you're just someone who just recently picked up a camera and you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, you just know you want to create, then this is for you. This is a space for you. Again, my name is Sonia, and I am not from Las Vegas. I was born and raised in California, but I currently live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I moved out here back in 2010, and I've lived here ever since. Growing up, my dad would, I was about maybe the age of 7 or 8, he would give me these books, photography books and art books, and he would make me go through these pages. And as I started to get, older, maybe 9 or 10, he would ask me questions about these art books or these photography books, like, what do you think the photographer wanted you to feel? What do you think he wanted you to see? How do you think, do you think this photo would have a different effect if it's, if it was a color photo or versus a black and white? He would take me to art galleries and museums, and he would just stand in front of an image, and he would just stand there staring at an image. And I remember thinking, like, I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what he's feeling. I wonder what he sees. Like, what is drawing him to this photo, to this image? And these things would cross my mind, and I think that's what sparked my interest, in photography. So in 2016, I bought my first camera, and I believe it was a Canon Rebel T1 or 2, I don't remember. And I had the lens, the 50 millimeter, the 1.8, and I remember taking photos and taking photos and thinking, like, wow, this is art. This is the best photo. Like, I am so good. I used to think I am such an amazing photographer, and I look at these photos now, and I'm just there like, whoa, what are those? What is that? And so it's so funny because I've grown so much. I have 8 years, or a little over 8 years, of experience in observational photography. And so it all started because of that, because my dad he introduced me to photography, and that's what sparked my interest. And I wanted people to see the beauty that's around them. We live in a world where everything is so fast-paced, and we hardly ever take a moment to slow down and to really soak in the beauty in the mundane, right? And there's so much beauty. Sometimes I'm walking around, I'll be walking, and I'll see a mailbox, and I'm just like, wow, that looks beautiful. I want to share that, and I snap a photo. Or we don't see I think they have it here in Las Vegas. When Nevada, it's Boulder City, where they still have those old phones where you put the quarter in. And I remember I went out, I took a little trip with my husband. We went to Boulder City, and I saw that the telephone booths, And I was like, whoa, and I took a photo of that. And it's just, there's a lot of things that will capture my attention, and I my way of like, I guess, wanting people to feel that same love or peace is by sharing my photos. And so if you are, again, in that space, in a time of your life right now where you picked up your camera and you're like, I want to do something, I want to create, I want to do something with my photography, or I want to be a portrait photographer, or wedding photographer, but I don't know how. I don't know what this is. I don't know what ISO is. I don't know what shutter speed is. I don't know what the rule of thirds is. Like, what is this? I'm going to be sharing little things here and there, behind the scenes, the ups and downs, the moments of like where I've found myself, and sometimes I still struggle with these, like, what am I doing? I don't know it all. I'm not a professional. I do have, years of experience, but I don't consider myself to know everything there is about lenses, about cameras, about, I just want to share the knowledge that I have, to the people that are out there wanting to create but don't know where to start. So if that is you, this is a place for you. The quiet creative. Why the quiet creative? I'm a very observational person. I observe and I soak in and I create. And if that is you, welcome. This is your channel. This is for you. I'm going to be sharing a lot of like, my journey, and I didn't really consider myself to be a photographer until this year, 2025, and I've been doing it for a little over 8 years. And the reason why I didn't consider myself to be a photographer was because I had this idea where if you're a photographer, you had to be a portrait photographer. And that I felt like if you're not and for me, that's not how I viewed everyone else, every other photographer out there, but I felt that I couldn't call myself a photographer, and I couldn't label myself as a photographer because I was not a portrait photographer. And I had crippled myself. My anxiety crippled me when it came to portrait, and for many years I did not do portraits. It wasn't until this year, 2025, that I actually just decided to go for it, and I will be sharing a little bit more about that as well. So again, if you are here and you want to learn, please come back, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, send me a DM. Follow me on Instagram, Nova Desert Photography. I will reply. If you have any questions, shoot me a message and I will get back to you. But welcome, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.